with two of Makkah's mountains, but Rasulullah ﷺ was so tender and forgiving that he refused the offer, saying, even though the people did not believe, he hoped that their descendants would. One day Rasulullah ﷺ, we are talking here about patience and forbearance of Rasulullah ﷺ. One day Rasulullah ﷺ was traveling, and he passed by Abdullah ibn Ubay, the leader of the hypocrites. And Abdullah ibn Ubay was surrounded by his clansmen in a gathering. Rasulullah dismounted from his camel and greeted salam to everyone and sat for a while. Then he proceeded to recite the Quran and invite people to Islam and he reminded them about Allah and the hereafter, punishment of the hereafter, and gave good news if they obeyed Allah Ta'ala. After Rasulullah finished his short speech, Abdullah ibn Ubay, who so-called Muslim, he was a hypocrite, he said to Rasulullah, oh, this one, he didn't even have the courtesy to address Rasulullah by name. He said, oh, this one, don't you have anything better than this speech of yours? Even if it is the truth, you should sit at home. If people come to you, then convey him this speech of yours. But if people do not come to you, then don't come to somebody's gathering and say things which he dislikes. Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam did not, but bore patiently. Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam never took revenge on Abdullah ibn Ubay. Rather, he hoped one day Abdullah ibn Ubay would have a change of heart. As I said earlier, Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam even prayed for his forgiveness. Zayd ibn Sana was a Jewish rabbi. He read from his Torah about the coming of the last prophet. So far, he saw all the signs in the face of Rasulullah except for two, that his patience and forbearance would exceed his anger, and the harsher the people become, the more patience and forbearance they will see of him. So one day, Zayd ibn Sana, the Jewish rabbi, observed that somebody asked for help from Rasulullah, some food. Rasulullah was so kind and generous, he never refused anyone. So he did not have anything at that time. So he said he did not have anything, but he promised to help him later. Zayd ibn Sana, the Jewish rabbi, thought this is a good opportunity to test the signs of prophethood. So he said, I have a fruit orchard. If you want, you can pick up some fruits from there, and I will accept the repayment later on. So a date of repayment was fixed. Rasulullah agreed, and a date of repayment was fixed. Rasulullah only took it to help the other man. But 3 days before the repayment date was due, this Zayd ibn Sana came and grabbed the edges of the cloak of Rasulullah and started pulling him violently towards him, aggressively, demanding repayment. Deliberate provocation, because he wanted to provoke Rasulullah. He came 3 days before and he physically provoked. When he turned his face, he saw Umar radiallahu anhu with his eyes rolling in extreme anger. O enemy of Allah, how dare you talk to Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam like that and behave in this manner? If it is not for the presence of Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam, I would have cut your head off with this sword of mine. Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam was perfectly calm. Instead of saying anything to the other man, Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam addressed Umar radiallahu anhu. O Umar, you could have done better. by instructing this man to be more gentle in his request for settlement of the debt. And for me, you could have advised me to settle in a good spirit. Take this man, settle his dues, and add 20 sars of dates. That is more than what he is supposed to get. On the way, that Jewish rabbi revealed his real identity to Umar radiallahu anhu. He said he was a Jewish rabbi, and that he was not convinced up until then that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam was the last prophet. But he deliberately provoked Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam and behaved aggressively with him, rudely with him, only to test the two signs. And now, after this event, he saw for himself the lofty qualities of forbearance and patience of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and he embraced Islam. On another occasion, a Bedouin, Anas radiallahu anhu explained that a Bedouin passed by Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam and grabbed him by his robe, pulled his robe so violently that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam's shoulder could be seen. And the Bedouin said, "O Muhammad," and look, this Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was a ruler at the time. And this ordinary Bedouin came and grabbed him by his robe and said, "O Muhammad, give order to your men to give me something from Allah's wealth which you have in your possession." Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam showed no sign of irritation. He was rather amused and even laughed at the behavior of the Bedouin. Then he ordered his companions to give the Bedouin what he asked for, that a generous gift of wealth. These and many other actions of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam provide us with the example, finest example of a man unaffected by power and position.